Hi, friends. Happy Friday and a big warm welcome to all of you joining us live today. It is great to have you with us. If you're joining us on replay, thanks so much for checking us out as well. Today is that really fun episode that we have once a month called In the Loops What to Watch. And this episode is all about your go to guide for your must see shows, your streaming content, and special movies that Greg and I have picked out premiering this month that you definitely don't want to miss. Plus, of course, we're opening the floor to you, our live audience, and we would love for you to bring suggestions, comments you like, you don't like, you think it's hilarious. We want all of that good stuff. And of course, Greg is here to entertain you and to keep you on top of all things. He really brings in a unique perspective because I'll tell you, I listen to Greg's suggestions. I write them down. That's what I watch. I mean, it's just so fun. I try to bring the sort of the opposite side, right, Greg?
It's true. Yeah, we have two different sides of it, and I think that's always what's so much fun about this thing is getting to learn about different shows and series that are out there because there is so much. And hi, everybody! In case you don't know, I am Greg Nibbler, longtime tech reporter, now currently a reporter and producer for Fox 12 Oregon, and a lot of other things as well. But on this show, we usually talk about tech, but what to watch. I've picked out a few different ones. I'll say we've got a little bit of a sci-fi edge to some of them this week, but part of doing this show too is that we're live with you, so you can leave your comments as we go through. So whatever platform you're watching on, feel free to drop those in. Let us know, if there's something that you think we should be checking out, or if you have opinions on something, feel free to do that as well. And that's part of the fun, of doing this show is getting to be here with you guys every week. So it's always good, and I'm looking forward to hearing what Winnie has to say as well for what her shows are.
Absolutely, Greg. And thank you so much. That is so true. I mean, this is one of my favorite shows that we do. And of course, I love every Friday because we get to hang out, Greg. But yeah, absolutely. What I like to do, for those of you who are brand new to the show, of course, I am Winnie, longtime financial pro, CNBC council member, Forbes contributor, and now also CNBC contributor, and of course, host of Level Up for those of you who watch, which can be found on NASDAQ and many other streaming platforms, just to name a few. But what I like to do to kick it off before I hand the baton back to Greg is sort of give you an update on where we're sitting financially today. All right. So the market hasn't closed yet, but currently the Dow is up 446 points in the positive, and the Nasdaq is up 315 points, and the S&P 500 is up 62 points as well. So it's actually up to a very good Friday so far. We'll see if it continues. The market hasn't closed, but sort of I'll give you a really quick idea of the things that occurred this week that may be on your radar. And that is, of course, the Federal Reserve has elected to hold the current interest rates steady. So no big changes on that front. Chair Jerome Powell came out and talked about that on Wednesday. And also the news has been on the U.S. economy, adding 175,000 additional jobs in April last month, which does fall short a little bit of the 240,000 of new jobs that analysts had predicted. Now, this miss, you might think, is a disappointment for, of course, those who didn't get hired. That might be a disappointment, but from an economic standpoint, this could be positive news because the U.S. economy has been growing so well, so strong that the Fed has kept interest rates very, very high. Now, a little bit of weakness on economic front could just be exactly what we need for Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell and his team to consider decreasing interest rates and making things a little less expensive for those of us here in the United States, especially on our monthly budget. But with that, that's all I've got for the financial front. And now let's continue to what to watch. So, Greg, I can't wait to see what your first pick is.
All right. My first one, I love a good biographical documentary, and this is loosely based on one. So it's not exactly, but loosely based on the story of Pop-Tarts. So it's called Unfrosted and stars Jerry Seinfeld, actually a whole list of people. There's a lot of people in this one. And it's essentially that. So it's talking about back in the 60s, you have Kellogg's and you have the cereal brands, you have Post. And so all the cereal brands were trying to figure out something new and different for the newer age of the 60s. And the Pop Tart, some kind of toaster ready breakfast pastry, was what everybody was working on. And so this is basically that story of how they're creating the Pop Tart, what the reaction is by it for other people, or to it for other people. You have Melissa McCarthy, Amy Schumer, Jim Gaffigan, Bill Burr, Hugh Grant, and Peter Dinklage are all in this as well. So it's like, it's really, a lot of really amazing people in it. And to me, this just seems really funny to me. I want to hear about this story of the Pop Tart. I've never been a huge Pop Tart person, but I appreciate how ingrained Pop Tarts are in culture, and hearing about the beginning of this, I think is pretty funny.
This looks amazing, Greg. Talk about a star set. This is like so many people that you love all in one movie. And like, if unless you don't like comedy, I feel like this is something for everyone. I love the fact that it's on Netflix too, so it's easy to stream. And just
Yeah.
want to give a shout out to Cross Spider joining us on YouTube Live, saying that he loves Pop Tarts. I'll be honest
Big
with you,
Pop-Tart
Greg. I know this, I might be like the only one. I've actually never had a Pop Tart. And that's because it just looked absolutely not non-appetizing to me.
fan.
But prove me wrong. I mean, I heard Taylor Swift even makes her own Pop Tarts. I guess she made it for the Chiefs team once, the Kansas City Chiefs and her boyfriend's team. But are they good? Drop in comments. Let me know if I'm missing something big in life.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you have to try a Pop Tart at least once. But the
All right.
question is, what flavor? Are you more of like a fruit flavor, or would you be more of like I don't know, I'm supposed to have like some kind of more dessert, like chocolate kind of things.
I think I would go for strawberry if they had that. But
I'm pretty sure they have strawberry Pop Tarts.
yeah, you feel like it's that good.
I
I mean, the
mean,
movie looks amazing. I'm definitely
yeah,
gonna watch the
I'm
movie.
not a huge Pop Tart person either, so maybe we may be the two odd people out, but they are good. So I do think you should try it. You should try Pop Tart.
Well, I don't know. I think you've convinced me. I think I'm gonna definitely try it. I am doing yeah, there might be opportunity for me to see that this summer. Cross X Fighter is saying he's more of a blueberry fan. So
Oh yeah, I like blueberry.
I'm a big fan of blueberry. So that could be it.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, that's
Let me see.
Unfrosted though. As you mentioned, out on Netflix, out now. So I think it just came out yesterday, actually. So it's there, ready to watch, or maybe today. Either way, Unfrosted on
Totally.
Netflix. That's my first one.
I'm totally downloading that. That looks
Yeah,
amazing. I'm gonna put that on my phone because that way I can just watch whenever I'm like
yeah.
moving around and stuff. But that looks awesome. Okay, so I have a next one. I think I love today's theme. I think we've got a lot of fun, feel good movies out there. I'm sure Greg's gonna throw us a little bit of a loop to keep us on our toes. But this is one that I'm excited about. This one's in the movie theaters starting. This is in 2 weeks. Okay, it's called If, and it stars the one and only Ryan Reynolds. Not hard to look at, and of course, amazing genius of John Krasinski, Steve Carell. Okay, rated PG. So this is something that the whole family can get behind. It's called If, and it is a blend, as you can see on the screen, of animation and live action. It is such a cute movie. Okay, so John Krasinski, I'm hoping I'm saying that right.
Krasinski.
Krasinski's, yeah, first project. I don't know if it's first project, but one of the projects as a writer, producer, and director. And I mean, I thought this was so perfect because I know that both of them are fathers and they probably were very excited about creating this for their kids to watch. But this is a cute movie talking about stuffed animals and the future lives of stuffed animals when we grow up. What happens to them? And how they need to find friends and new homes and sort of like the matchmaking of your stuffed animals. This is such a cute movie. Now, I will say that I'm probably gonna wait for this to be a streaming movie to watch with my kids just because we're so busy right now. But I love this and I think this is gonna be fun. It's almost like the next generation of like these were sort of, like Ryan Reynolds, right? Definitely superstar, then superhero, and then sort of new chapter of going into like these children's fatherly roles.
I like this. I'll definitely watch this. Yeah,
Yeah, cute. The question
yeah.
is, where are you gonna go to the movie theater? Are you gonna watch it streaming?
I'll watch it streaming. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
same.
I definitely will stream it. Um, but yeah, I love that. So, and John Krasinski, and oh yeah, and there's Bobby. Yeah, there's a lot of people in this. Bobby Moynihan. Yeah, this I'm in. I'm
There's
in.
a dragon.
Excellent choice.
Yeah, right? It's super fun. I will
Yeah,
say I miss that day when remember, I think it was during the early part of the pandemic when they would release a film in the theater and streaming at the same time, and you would pay a nominal amount to watch the streaming.
yeah,
I think they should consider that. Just give people a choice. People like having options.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's some of those movies. You know, I get it where it's like if it's a big Marvel movie or something where you
Need the
want to
sound
sit in the
effects,
theater.
right?
But yeah, for all that
Avatar.
stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
this one, I think that could just be fine on
Yeah, I
streaming.
feel
But
like right, right? So, like,
yeah,
if it's Dune or if it's, like, Avatar, like, yeah,
right.
absolutely, you need all the sound effects, but this one
Yeah, but still great choice. I will definitely be checking that out once it comes out to streaming. All right, my next one that this is kind of twofold. So the new season of this comes out just a little bit later this month, but that gives you time to watch the first season if you haven't seen it. Now this is going very sci-fi-ish, but also mixed in with a western. It's kind of like if Yellowstone meets some kind of weird time warp movie. I'm talking about Outer Range. So this show is called Outer Range. I'm probably doing a terrible job of describing it, but this is there it is, Josh Brolin. So the first season, it's on a farm in Montana, and they're I believe they're Montana or Wyoming, and Josh Brolin has this huge acreage of land, and there's something strange going on. So this is a really surreal movie. And what ends up happening is there's this big, and this isn't spoiling much because it's in the very first episode. So a little bit of a spoiler. There's a big, just black, empty hole that appears in the middle of one of his fields. It seems bottomless. You don't know what's in it. It's just strange and it's just there, and he discovers it. And then there's this other weird stuff starts happening around town. These people are missing. Um, it's a lot of like trying to figure out what exactly is going on. This strange woman shows up to his property and is camping on it. And so you're trying to piece all this stuff together, all while it is set around the idea of this is, you know, like a ranch. They own a ranch. It's a ranch town. There's a rodeo going on, but there's also this mystery and weird thing happening where there's a giant hole in the middle of the field and people are starting to act strange. And every now and then it's like you can see something that was maybe from the past shows up.
Ooh.
I know that's a lot of weird. The way I described it may not be the best way. The best way I would say is I would recommend watch the first couple of episodes. And if you're into sci-fi, if you're into kind of a mystery of something strange going on and you don't know exactly what it is, but everybody's trying to figure it out, this would definitely be something I think would be up your alley. And I didn't even realize they were having a season 2. I'm really glad they are. So Outer Range season 2 coming up, but that gives you a couple of weeks to watch the first season and catch up on what's going on. That's my description.
This is wonderful. I think everybody loves sci-fi nowadays, especially I feel like
Yeah,
the warmer weather, you kind of get into it. It's a great thing. Like it
yeah.
kind of like it gets you thinking like the possibility and
It's weird.
it looks fun.
It's weird, but I really enjoyed it.
Well, if you really enjoyed it, I'm sure the rest of us will really enjoy it. So thank you so much for putting that on our radar.
Yeah,
But it's funny that you said, take a week or two to watch. I'm sure people start watching this and they get a kick out of it. They'll probably watch the first season in like 2 days
yeah, you get hooked on
to
it.
get
Yeah,
to season
yeah,
two. I
yeah.
love it. All right. Well, I'm going to continue, Greg, on your Amazon Prime here because I've got another one on Amazon Prime called The Idea of You. I love, love, love. This is going to be streaming and it's already started. In fact, I think it started yesterday. So May 2nd. And it stars the one and only Anne Hathaway, who I adore Anne Hathaway. I just think she's brilliant. She now is sort of like that transition of the characters or the actors that we saw just a few years ago who were sort of like the it actors, like kind of younger generation, but now they're playing parents. And now Anne Hathaway is playing a middle-aged woman who I guess she's at Coachella and she meets this one character by the name of Hayes Campbell, who is a sort of a young lead singer of this really popular boy band. and it's like it's nice feel good romantic comedy. I think it is, and so I haven't seen it yet, but I can't wait to see it. I'm a big fan of Anne Hathaway movies, and so this is based on the bestseller. Um, best-selling novel, in fact, by Robin Lee. So I think it's gonna be really good. And so it's kind of has that sort of love and challenge, different themes like up and downs, like unconventional relationships, and really talking about the role of two, very deep and embedded characters. So this one, for those of you who love a romantic comedy or a romance movie, this one's for you.
Wow. Yeah, I will definitely be checking that out. I mean, Anne Hathaway, that is absolutely, I'm a fan of Anne Hathaway. So
Me too.
so I'm in with that one. That's great. And that's on Prime as well.
That is on Prime, and it's already available, so you could actually watch it now. I plan to download this one as well.
Yes, I will definitely be. So there you go. You got Outer Range season 2 and that. Now the next one, we were talking about movies, whether you watch them on streaming or go to the theater. This might be a theater movie. And it's something that's been in the works for a long time for fans of Mad Max. It's Mad Max Furiosa, or Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. So this is the prequel to Mad Max from a few years ago. This is the prequel where we actually get to see the origin story of Furiosa. So that's what this is all about. So I believe I read that there's like maybe a quick cameo of Mad Max in this, but Furiosa is who this one's all about, which I imagine this is going to be great because it takes it back a ways. Anya Taylor-Joy plays Furiosa in this, and it's if you like Mad Max, I'm imagining this is going to be exactly right up your alley. And I'll say the first one, not the first one, but the most recent Mad Max, when it did come out, Fury Road, that was one that did make a difference seeing in the theater. So
Wow.
as much as I talked about that one was worth it just because of how much is going on in these movies and the way that he creates these and directs them.
Mhm.
There's so many, even little things in the background and like all the little characters and the costumes and the weird machines, weird skull masks. There's just a lot happening that really does come through on the screen with that, with the sound as well. This is going to be, I mean, to me, even if the story's not good, I'm still going to enjoy this just
This
because
one
of
is
the fact, oh yeah, and
amazing.
Chris Hemsworth is in as well, just because of just all that stuff going on screen. It'll
Yeah.
be fun to watch. And
Fun to
that's what
watch
I'm
on the
looking forward
big
to.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's on May 24th. May 24th. So it's later this month. Furiosa. I'll be seeing that in the theater.
This one looks so cool. This one,
Yeah.
like, I feel like you need all the sound effects and,
Yeah.
like you said, the big screen to see all the details, right?
Yep. I mean, and it's it's silly, but it's also yeah. I just absolutely. I'll definitely be checking this one out.
Yes. And what a great cast, too. That's a fun cast. I love that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Definitely.
All right.
So
Very cool. Very cool.
that's
Well,
my last one.
that's your last one. Okay, well, I've got a last one, and this one's not to miss. So I'm glad I'm going to end with this. And for those of you who are tuning in, I think you're going to want to check out this. This one's rated PG, but it is Doctor Who, and this is going to be on Disney Plus. It's going to be start streaming next week, in fact. And you definitely want to check. You definitely want to check this out. So it's coming to Disney Plus, and it's also coming to BBC if you subscribe to that to BBC Player. But this is a historic launch because this is the upcoming season of Doctor Who, which is its first global simultaneous release for the franchise. So it's coming on Disney Plus and BBC in the UK. So I know Vicky joins us from the UK usually, and I think it's coming on May 11th in the UK. But new episodes, so you can look forward to this brand new episode starting, of course, The Church on Ruby Road, which continues the story from the December premiere. Okay, so this is now the I guess this is a big one. I think this is a big one. There's so much storytelling, rich storytelling to it. I mean, who doesn't love Doctor Who? I think this one is great. This is one that I'm definitely going to be sitting down with the kids and checking out, and we're looking forward to this one's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at this trailer right now, I can tell this is right up my alley. And I was just looking this up while we were talking about this. Doctor Who, I just realized it started in 1963. That's how long Doctor Who has been around.
Wow.
this series, all the different iterations. And I want to ask for anybody out there who is like a hardcore Doctor Who fan who watches a lot, what's the right time to step in and watch it? Because this looks like I could just jump in, but like, what do you need to know? Is there maybe a certain season that would be good to watch ahead of time, or can you just jump right in and watch this? And I imagine you can, but I'm just asking for a Doctor Who fans. What do you think is the best route? Because this looks right up my alley. Like I definitely want to watch this, and I
That's
didn't
a
realize this was
great
coming.
question, Greg, because I want to know that too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm not going to watch back till 1963, but I imagine there's maybe a right way to go about it. Maybe some Doctor Who fan has that, or maybe there's a million different
Yeah.
opinions on that too. There probably are.
Yeah, for
But
those of you who, yeah, if you have watched these, definitely jump in and let us know. That would be fantastic. Or if there's like
yeah,
a certain recipe, you would say start here, start there. Because
yeah,
you know what
right,
we're gonna do. We're gonna just try and jump in and see this like
yeah,
next week. That's
yeah,
probably what
exactly,
I'll do. Next
exactly.
Friday.
Yep, that's what I would be doing. But
Yeah.
yeah, awesome. This is some good stuff to watch.
I know. I'm looking forward to it. I think May is going to be a lot of fun. Actually, I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of fun choices in June too. But I know there were even more that Greg and I wanted to showcase and share with you. And of course, it's impossible for us to know all the different streaming platforms and movies coming out. So, if there's anything that we missed, definitely let us know.
Definitely hit us up. Yep, whatever platform we're on, always write us. I love hearing recommendations and what you have and opinions and everything. So thanks everybody. Thanks everybody for joining. It's always
Yes.
fun.
Always fun. And thank you so much for everybody who sent us messages to at Greg Nibbler or at Winnie Sun on any of the social media platforms. We love getting your feedback and responses and letting us know what you like, what you don't like, and everything in between. But with that, I will say that, Greg, I know that next Friday, you and I are both busy. So I know we both have projects going on next Friday. So unfortunately, we won't be here next Friday, but we'll be coming back to you shortly after that. Right.
Yep,
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah. So week off, but we will talk to everybody soon. And yeah, everybody have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. And take care. Stay safe and see you
Bye.
soon. Bye.
Bye.